Did you know that in just a few seconds, a wolf pack can turn a silent land into a cold battlefield? But strategy does not always lead to the desired outcome. Sometimes they also encounter the most formidable predators. Today, you will witness terrifying wolf battles in the wild, captured on camera, revealing the harsh laws of survival in nature. Watch closely. Wolves versus bear. While the wolf pack is still sharing its food, the sudden appearance of a bear changes the entire situation. The bear charges in immediately, using its size and powerful swipes to apply psychological pressure. The wolves respond by growling and circling, but they clearly understand that a direct confrontation is a disadvantage. Short, close-range approaches are only probing moves, not enough to force the bear to retreat. Facing the risk of serious injury, the wolf pack is forced to abandon the food and withdraw. For the bear, this is not a hunt, but a victory through absolute dominance. This time, the situation reverses as the wolf pack returns and quickly takes control of the space surrounding the bear. Instead of rushing in to bite, they form a wide encirclement, constantly moving and growling to apply psychological pressure. The wolves understand that their strength does not lie in individuals, but in coordination and the ability to unnerve the opponent. When it realizes the risk it is facing, the bear chooses to retreat. This confrontation shows that pack advantage can sometimes be enough to drive away a stronger foe. The tragedy repeats when the bear appears with a new kill, and this time the wolf pack arrives in greater numbers. But unlike before, the bear does not back down. It stays close to the prey, rises up, roars loudly, and prepares to counter every angle of approach. The ferocity in the bear's eyes makes every attempt by the wolves extremely risky. The wolves know that a single well-placed swipe could break bones or cause severe injury. When pressure is no longer effective, the pack is forced to retreat. In nature, the determination to protect a vital resource can sometimes turn a solitary animal into an impenetrable wall. Wolves versus sheep. The wolf pack patiently waits until night falls, the moment when they have an absolute advantage. With vision well adapted to darkness and strong group coordination, they suddenly charge into the sheep pen. Each wolf takes on a separate target. Wolves often choose to attack sheep at night because they have little defensive ability, move slowly, and panic easily when pressured. Sheep allow wolves to expend little energy while gaining a large amount of food in a short time. Wolves versus rabbit. The wolf pups are hungry. They need their mother's milk. And this is when the adult wolves are forced to replenish their energy. When they spot a rabbit, the entire pack immediately gives chase. The small prey constantly changes direction, running in fast zigzags, causing the wolves to repeatedly lose momentum and their advantage. Rabbits rely on explosive speed and sudden directional changes to escape, while wolves are not the fastest predators over short distances. But the true advantage of wolves lies in endurance and group hunting. As the prey grows tired, the pack success rate increases significantly. Wolves versus puma. The wolf pack follows the scent of fresh meat carried in the air and quickly encounters a puma guarding its kill. As soon as it is approached, the puma counterattacks violently with fast, precise swipes, forcing the wolves to retreat. However, they do not give up. One by one, the wolves return, constantly harassing and forcing the puma to expend energy. Each attack requires the puma to remain on high alert. After many rounds of confrontation, realizing that the risk is increasing and it can no longer protect the kill, the puma abandons the food to the latecomers. Wolves versus elk. The elk herd is migrating across the grassland when it suddenly detects the wolf pack appearing in the distance. As the distance closes, the two sides quickly come face to face in a state of tension. The wolves immediately spread out their formation, moving strategically to surround and split the tightly packed elk herd. Some groups of elk are separated from the main herd, forcing the wolves to divide into smaller groups to approach from multiple directions. However, under increasing pressure, the elk panic and accelerate into a chaotic escape. The elk herd gradually breaks apart, leaving only isolated individuals being relentlessly pursued by the wolves. One elk quickly recognizes the environmental advantage and charges straight into a nearby body of water. From the shore, the wolves can only watch the prey at very close range, but are unable to approach. The timely decision allows the elk to escape the encirclement by a narrow margin. Wolves versus caribou. A lone wolf charges straight into a moving caribou herd, creating pressure that disrupts the formation and forces weaker individuals to separate. For wolves, strong and experienced individuals are fully capable of hunting alone without relying on the pack. It quickly selects a target, a caribou that has strayed from the herd. Instead of biting wildly, the wolf focuses attacks on the legs to unbalance the prey, then shifts to the neck to restrict breathing. Gradually weakened by pain and oxygen deprivation, the caribou staggers and collapses, ending the calculated pursuit. Wolves versus moose. The moose, fiercely pursued by the wolf, is forced to charge straight into the water in search of escape. Without hesitation, the wolf takes the risk and jumps in as well, attempting to close in and bite the legs to unbalance the prey. But in the water, the wolf's movement is clearly restricted, with biting force and grip significantly reduced. The moose takes advantage of its large body and the push of the water, thrashing violently and gradually breaking free. It runs toward deeper water, a wise decision. When the water becomes too deep and dangerous, the wolf is forced to stop, turn back to shore, and accept defeat. Wolves versus eagle. From a great height, the giant eagle locks onto its target with vision many times sharper than that of humans. With a single vertical dive at extreme speed, it uses hook-like talons to pin the wolf's back and neck. Thanks to the automatic locking tendon structure in its feet, the prey is firmly restrained and loses the ability to resist. With wide wings and powerful lift, it hoists the wolf off the ground, carrying the unfortunate victim into the air in despair. Wolves versus bison. In the icy river, the bison herd slowly crosses in a loose formation. The wolves quickly target the weakest calf. A perfect hunting plan focused on the young. They silently follow and pull the calf into a concealed corner. The young bison is still weak and almost unable to resist. But the calf's cries cause the mother bison to quickly turn back. When it realizes its offspring is under attack, it immediately charges forward, threatening the predators and protecting its vulnerable young. This time, when encountering them on land, the wolf pack is forced to completely change its hunting strategy. Instead of a direct attack, they collectively create chaos, constantly closing in and pressuring the herd to force the bison into a panicked scatter. Wolves do not need to be faster than their prey. They only need to be more enduring. With remarkable stamina, the pack relentlessly follows for kilometers, waiting for the weakest individual to slow down. In the chaos, the bison lose their formation advantage, and young, old, or exhausted individuals are gradually left behind. A mistaken charge from a bison behind makes everything easier. The entire pack immediately charges in, focusing bites on the legs and flanks to bring the prey down. This time, the bison once again crosses the river with its calf. The strong current separates the calf in just a moment. The calf loses rhythm, is swept away from its mother, and drifts onto an open bank where danger is already waiting. The wolf charges in recklessly. It repeatedly directs attacks toward the neck and shoulders, areas that can unbalance the prey and cut off resistance. This is a familiar tactic when wolves hunt. But at that moment, the mother bison turns back. Just the presence of the massive body and keratin horns harder than even a lion's bones is enough to make the wolf hesitate. It immediately veers aside, abandoning the hunt just as victory was within reach. What you have just seen shows that. In the wild world, there is no undefeated creature. Wolves may be formidable hunters, but prey also fight back. And sometimes recklessness comes at a cost. Every battle leaves a lesson, not only about strength, but also about the limits of instinct. If you felt the raw truth of nature, please like, leave a comment, and subscribe to continue exploring the most authentic moments of the wild, where victory and defeat are separated by only a breath. Thank you for watching until the end. See you again on the next journey of the natural world.